president sinking to the hole. After the floor and the parts of the office were cracked, there was a hole that was sewn. I saw the hole, and where the cracked was, the president began to sink into the hole. He began to sink into the hole. He says to sink inside the hole, and before getting deeper, there was a metal that held the jacket. Before sinking deeper, before going deeper into the hole, there was a metal inside the hole that hold the president's jacket. He hold the president's jacket. So the president did not enter deeply into the hole, but he was held by the metal. There was a mantle that was just inside the hole that hold the jacket that the president was wearing, that made the president not to sink and to go deeper to the hole. Listen careful. I don't know if there is somebody's getting this. And after all of this, after he did, there was a dip and there was a metal that hold his jacket, and he remained hanging. After all, some stuffs were carried into deepen in the dark hole. And I had the name Muturi. I had the name. There was two people that I had the name. The first one was called Muturi. The second one was called Rosemary, and the third one was called Minor. The third one was called Minor. The first one was called Muturi. The second one was called Rosemary, and the third one was called Muturi. And all of this were crying, and they were crying, but there was no help at all. But no one was there for them. There was a python. Into the same hole, there was a python. Into the hole, there was a python, and the python was ready. Oh, Makadoya and Oza Babusha, that was ready to swallow him. The python was ready to swallow the president. I saw the python open the mouth and was ready to swallow the president. I'm talking about the president of the Republic of Kenya. Of the Republic of Kenya. It was ready to swallow. It was really ready to swallow the president. The python was ready to open the mouth and was ready to swallow the president. After the president was singing, and remember, there was a matter that hold the president not to sink into that hole that was in the office. After it was cracked into pieces, there was a hole in the middle of the office, and the president was seen singing unto it. The president was singing unto it. Glory to God. The president was singing unto it. He was singing unto it, deeply unto it. But into that, there was a python that came and was ready to swallow the president of the Republic of Kenya. A very big python came into the midst and was ready to swallow the president of the Republic of Kenya. And into the process, oh, Makadele Bezayandoza. Rikalabos. That was ready to swallow him and the tree. And after all, I was taken back into the prayer room. After all the process, I was taken back into the prayer room. And I was taken back into my prayer room and asked God, what was all of this? What all about all this? And I hear in the spirit, the Lord told me that I'm slowly releasing my wrath to the president. When I was taken back into the senses, into my prayer room, I asked God, why is it all of this about? And the Spirit of God spoke to me, and he said that I'm now slowly releasing my wrath to the president of the Republic of Kenya. I am releasing my soul wrath to the president of the Republic of Kenya. And I ask, why is it that you are releasing, Father? Why are you releasing the wrath of the Republic of the president of him? To know, and the Lord spoke to me, I'm releasing this to know that I am the Lord who made him into the power but has rejected me. I did this and I'm doing this and I have begun to release my wrath. That is why I made a crack into his own office. I made a crack into his own office, and this was to show that I'm slowly beginning to release my wrath towards him, so that he can know that I am the one who gave him. I am the one who sent him to the power. I am the one who gave him the power. I'm the one who get him to the power. But because he has begun to reject me by not having time with me, I gave him 14 days. I'm talking to the president of His Excellency, the president of the Republic of Kenya. God gave you 14 days. The Lord gave you 14 days. When I ended, I get back into the prayer room, and the Lord, I began to ask God. I began to ask God into the spirit, and the Lord told me that I'm the one who gave I gave the president the office. I gave him power, but he is slowly rejecting me. And now I have begun to release a wrath slowly by slowly. I'm releasing and have time with me. I give him 14 days for the change on his way. I give him 14 days for the change of his ways. I'm giving him 14 days. This is the Spirit of the Lord talking to you, the President of the Republic of Kenya. The Lord is telling you, you have been given 14 days to check on your ways, to check on the status of your ruling, to check on the status on your guidance and your governing. As a president of the Republic of Kenya, the Spirit of God is complaining towards your ruling. The Spirit of God is complaining because you have not set time for God. It is like you have put aside God, and now you're doing your own things. This is the Spirit of God warning you, Mr. President of the Republic of Kenya. You have to check on the status and you have to walk with it. The Spirit of God and the Lord gave you 14 days to check on the line onto you, to check on the status. Listen to me, Mr. President. Him 14 days for the church on his way, and three leaders, or else there is a dangerous thing that first will begin in your family. If these 14 days you not take it, and I'm talking to the Republic of Kenya and to the leadership under the governorship of the president, if you won't listen to this, after 14 days, the Lord tells me that there is something dangerous that might begin into your family. Not you first, into your family. There is something dangerous that might begin into your family. So if you won't listen into this and make this go viral into your mind, there is something dangerous that might be released into your family. There is a danger that is sounding into you concerning your family. If you won't listen to the voice of God and start walking into the directive, the way you are given into the power, that is what the Spirit of God says. You have been given 14 days to stand and check onto your ruling. To stand onto your ruling and to be obedience into the voice of God. And to be concerned into the voice of God. Before God releases the wrath into your family. Because that is the word I had in the spirit. And if not that, all of this, a danger thing will appear into your family. Number 3, you should apologize to all of the religious leaders for the disrespect, and call for immediately national prayer. And you call for immediately national prayer. You immediately to the national prayer. This is the Spirit of God speaking to the Republic of Kenya concerning the President of the Republic of Kenya, His Excellency, the President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. You should apologize to all the religious leaders and to the body of Christ inside the 14 days. That is a warning the Spirit of God released into your atmosphere. You should apologize to all of religious leaders for the disrespect and the call for immediately National Prayer Day. You call for, inside the 14 days, you call for National Prayer Day. You call for immediately for National Prayer Day. If not that, there is a splash that is taking place in Kenya. There is a certain thing that is going to take place in Kenya that will not be well. It will not be good. It will not speak well for the people of Kenya. It won't speak well for the nation. As a nation, things will not be well as a nation of Kenya. So kindly, Mr. President, listen to the voice of God and act into the voice of God. Mr. President, listen to the voice of God and act immediately as the Spirit of God is warning you and your leadership. As the Spirit of God is warning you with the leadership, make sure that you listen to the voice of God. Corona is not more than the voice of God. God is above Corona. So you should not allow Corona to take control in the atmosphere of the nation of Kenya. Allow, first of all, God to be in the front line into the land of Kenya and even into your leadership. Don't allow any other voices to come and hinder you from releasing and listening to other lower voices. Mr. President, you should apologize. Number 4, not to listen too much to your advisor. The Spirit of God is warning not to listen too much to your advisor. That the reason why they are making you to sink into the hole. Your advisors are making you to sink into the hole. And if you are not careful and you won't listen to the voice and the cry of the Spirit, then there is a hole that is ready to swallow you. And it will begin from your family. And it will make the country of Kenya to mess up completely. To mess up completely. The business and entrepreneurship and other things, the growth of the nation will slow down. And you yourself, you will enter to the hole that nobody will rescue. Number 5, do personal prayer for 3 days. Do personal prayer for 3 days. Mr. President of the Republic of Kenya, do personal prayer 3 days. Your own personal prayer for 3 days. And call back to your senses. Get back to your senses. And know that God is above every voices and every guidance that is now you are ruling above it. So do personal prayer for 3 days, and if he does, and the Lord said, if you do this, the nation and the entire of your family will be safe, and the Lord will remove every wrath. And the Lord will remove every wrath, Mr. President. The Lord is warning you. You have to make sure that you change your mind into the next 14 days. If you won't allow the worship places to have the freedom, and you allow the religious leaders to have their freedom, then you have to know that the country will be cracked and there is a hole that the nation will be heading to. And it will be sounding very dangerous for the nation of Kenya and for the entire country of Kenya for you. And the blood will be into you. Not any other person. The blood will be unto you, Mr. President. So make sure this voice, you listen into this voice, Mr. President, and you act into this voice before the wrath of God begin into your family first. And if you are in Kenya, you can help me to share this video and to reach to Mr. President to know that the Spirit of God is hungry. The Spirit of God is very angry with the office of the president and the president himself. Mr. President, listen to the voice of God, respect the voice of God, and act according to the voice of God. Don't listen to the men, but listen on the Spirit of God towards the nation of Kenya. Towards the nation of Kenya, Mr. President. If you want to listen to the voice of God, this is a prophetic warning. I'm standing in my office as a prophet of the nation of Kenya and above many countries. Listen, I'm Prophet Israel. I am under also your rulership, but I'm under the authority of the Spirit of God, under my office as a prophet. Listen to the voice of the people of Kenya. Listen to the voice of the religious. Listen to the voice of the worship places, and don't be overruled by your advisors. They are leading you to the hole that you will not have anybody who will help you. Listen to the voice of God. Listen to the cry of the Spirit. Listen to the cry of the Spirit before all of this blood is being taken to you and is being taken to your family. Listen very carefully, Mr. President of the Republic of Kenya, that the Spirit of God is hungry with your ruling, is hungry on how you make decisions concerning the voice of God in this nation of Kenya, in this country of Kenya. God is above every sickness. God is above every sickness. God is above every virus. God is above everything. You should allow the Spirit of God to heal the land of Kenya and to carry away. And the Spirit of God says, and if you will listen to this, the Spirit of God told me that when you will listen to this, then the land of Kenya will be into the safe hand. And to the end of the remarks, I need to release this. If wherever you are, please help me to pray for the President of the Republic of Kenya, for the restoration of the mind and the deliverance of his leadership. Wherever you are watching me, wherever you are watching this video, help me to pray for the President of the Republic of Kenya for the restoration and the deliverance of mind, so that he might now have a leadership that comes from God. A leadership that comes from God. So wherever you are, help me to pray for Mr. President of the Republic of Kenya. Mr. President, maybe you have been waiting for the guidance. The Lord has given you the guidance for the nation. Has given you guidance for the nation. Please be careful before the wrath of God. Be careful.